Perfect. So we're here at NEARCON 2022. Really excited to be talking to Denny from Decentral Bank, one of the, let's say, most exciting projects right now in the NEAR ecosystem. So Denny, tell us a little about what Decentral Bank is and your role inside Decentral Bank.
Hi everyone, Claudio, thank you for inviting. That's a beautiful event, very nice to see the best projects of the ecosystem here. I'm Denny Bolonne and I'm the product advisor of Decentral Bank. Decentral Bank is a DAO issuing near-native stablecoins. You know that better than me. The first version of USN, the primary stablecoin, was launched in April this year, and by end of the month, by end of September, the team will release the third version. Some people ask why so many versions, but the team is transparent with the community, stating that we are going very slowly to make sure that no mistakes are made, because we all know that doing a stablecoin is very risky, because you're responsible for the money, for the funds of everybody who literally invested into you, maybe. So that's it.
Yeah, so everybody's excited about USN. Definitely it's something that the NEAR ecosystem needs. So tell us a little bit about more the technical aspect behind USN, right? It's not just saying you have a stable coin. There needs to be something backing it, and more importantly, about how you secure it. How do you secure the peg? So if you can go to the technical aspect about it, then.
Absolutely, thank you for your question. So first of all, USN, number one goal of USN is transparency and stability and reliability, more than anything else, because the events of 2022 showed us that insane yields are risky, right? And as much as I would say humans love to fool themselves and jump into some tricky endeavors, we're not very much supportive of that. USN is to become the backbone of NEAR protocol payment ecosystem and beyond, actually. So the most important is that technical aspect should be architected in a way that the design by definition doesn't have the negative flaws some other solutions on the market have. We all know that purely algorithmic stablecoins have proven themselves not to be good enough. At the same time, we know that truly centralized solutions have their own pluses, but have their own obvious minuses. So, Decentral Bank is trying to offer some solution with very adequate balance. We all know that perfection is impossible. That is why I'll be speaking about the new version of USN to be released in a few weeks. The version 3 of USN, from the point of view of the team, has all the pluses collateralized stablecoins have, and over-collateralized stablecoins have. So imagine that USN will have two cores. Number one core is a stable swap. Let's call it a stable swap. You bring a stable coin and you receive USN one-to-one. Of course, we have an oracle. Of course, there is a security mechanism to make sure that if one of the stable coins in the reserve depegs, you cannot pump out all the others. Absolutely everything in place. But this core is super simple, one-to-one, but if market goes down, no guarantee that you're receiving one USDT or one USDC back. That is for retail users. That is mainly for payments. Now, there's the second core that is CDP-based, collateral depth position-based. The number one example is, of course, Maker with DAI. But there are better solutions, more modern, more well thought through.
More capital efficient as well, right?
Absolutely. And also offering even more functionality than just straightforward minting of a stablecoin with a CDP. So in our case, we're talking about Burrow. Burrow is an amazing product on NEAR protocol, and hey, we're living in the Web3 world. This means we all, same as Burrow team, we welcome everybody to fork our code, improve it, see what can be done, move it forward. We investigated, the team investigated Burrow. We talked with a lot of people from the community. The code was forked, the code was improved, the code was adapted to work kind of shoulder to shoulder with that second stable swap core. And now, by end of the month, you will be able to mint USN one-to-one with stable coins, or you bring your Bitcoin or ETH or NEAR and literally loan USN with keeping that collateral in your ownership. But now a more interesting thing comes in place, and that is if you bring BTC, get USN, and I bring ETH and I want to loan USN, I can get your BTC that you already brought. So guess what? Your collateral is earning. And that is another super important thing about USN, which greatly differentiates it from other stablecoins, is that when central bank talks about yield, we're talking about transparent, sustainable, organic yield. And that is extremely important because if your yield corresponds to these conditions and everybody understands where is it coming from, it is not creating that bubble that at the end of the day will explode and demolish everything around it. So I would say that the core, ideas are not new, and ideas are cheap. Execution is key. So
shipping on mainnet is the thing.
Delivery, right? You need to deliver at the end of the day. So the idea of using CDPs and then minting stable coins one-to-one with other stable coins, it's not new. I mean, Maker does it with slight over collateralization. But the implementation of the central bank, nevertheless, feels pretty fresh. There are two cores, extremely straightforward logic, and that is the technology, that is the design behind making sure that when, because we know that is live, now it's winter, then it will be crypto summer, I don't know if it exists.
Spring. Let's hope for spring.
Yeah, spring, and then another winter will come in because it's seasons, right? The design of USN will not allow it to sink. Somebody might say, hey, and we know the crypto crowd loves to figure out one single point then kind of take a needle and put it there, and hey, there is an answer. There is nothing perfect. And if you want something super stable, just go buy dollars. But then even if you buy dollars, somebody might say, why not dirham, for example, or whatever.
Yeah, there's always an alternative, right? That's the reality.
Yeah. But of course, speaking about the CDP, there is a very clear point where improvement should be taken and is needed, and that is liquidations. Because liquidations need to be efficient and fast, and in a perfect situations, liquidations need to be financially interesting for those who will become liquidators or somebody who create bots for liquidation. So that's a separate, interesting subject. We believe that Bureau mechanism of liquidations is very good, very smart. There are still things to improve, and they will be improved by DCB team. Now, the question is, good bot, real quick reaction to the market, and access to liquidity and capital.
Yeah, and transparency also as well is critical, right?
Yeah, but thanks God, we're on blockchain.
Yeah, it's on
fully on chain, and luckily no one will ever ask, neither me nor anyone, especially on the DCB team, a question about what about keeping your books. Come on, take an Explorer, look at it. No question arises. So I love it.
Yeah. And so how do you see liquid staking platforms participating in helping USN grow and have more adoption?
I think from the times we discussed it back then, our belief in cooperation with liquid staking platforms, specifically Metapool, never changed, and rather it increased. I will explain you why. One of the key things that I already mentioned behind USN is the will to create native, organic, sustainable yield. And in this respect, USN, well, actually, I guess any other near native stablecoin, whenever it comes, somebody creates it, will have that opportunity, that benefit. But for now, it's USN. So when we launch the V3 core with CDPs, people will start bringing in NEAR to mint USN. From version 1, there is still NEAR in reserves. This NEAR should be staked, in order to gain the yields from staking and then yields again converted through CDPs into USN. That is not super financially efficient, clearly, but it is very reliable. And between financial efficiency and reliability for a stablecoin, DCB teams, DCB team chooses reliability. And then we create a nice loop. More NEAR comes in, more NEAR is staked, more awards returned, more USN is minted, and this loop comes on going and going and going and going. Now, about actually cooperating with a liquid staking platform. It's evident that you cannot stake 100% of the NEAR that will be in the reserves. I mean, you can, but then you have limitations.
Reckless. Yes, exactly.
And then you can approach it in multiple ways and say that if you kind of okay that it's locked for a longer period, I mean, it has some unlocked period of time, then you get higher yield. Some might go this way, no problem. Somebody might say, no, I want to be able to get my NEAR back if I return my loan in USN immediately. We'll say, then we obviously need that liquid staking, let's say that Metapool offers. Or we might consider taking a STNEAR and not big amount, but like one of the solutions, being able to sell it if somebody wants it immediately, right? I mean, there's a bunch of solutions. But obviously, Metapool and others, but Metapool first of all, is a platform that is absolutely needed for somebody who manages the liquidity he doesn't own, and we do not own. And that is the very important thing. We neither own it conceptually nor technically.
Yeah.
So that needs to be transparent, that needs to be reliable, and that is what we're doing. So I'm quite sure that in the shortest time possible, when V3 is released and more NEAR comes into the system, we'll consider actually implementing your protocol, because that preliminary work that we've done together and your team specifically done that research, it was amazing. Thank you very much.
No worries. That's why we're here.
Yeah, to support each other.
Exactly.
So that was amazing, and it really gave us a great understanding. But as you know, everything is iterative, and rarely you can just jump and do what you want, because usually it leads to errors. Exactly. But we'll be there. It's
slowly but surely.
Yeah, it's a given.
Perfect. Denny, any last things that you want to share with the Metapool community?
I'd love to invite everyone to check out our new website and stay tuned, because by end of the month we have the V3 version out, more opportunities for native, organic, sustainable, and reliable, transparent yield, and also a few more things are coming as we are working real hard on trying to bring capital, liquidity, and value of the Web3 world into the Web2 world. And guess what? That means a lot for crypto guys, because that is a good opportunity for yield.
Perfect. Danny, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for everything that you've done for Decentral Bank, man. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Yeah, thanks.
Cheers.